Do you find yourself looking for the perfect wine to serve at your next brunch gathering, but you're not sure where to begin? You have come to the right place. That was me years ago. My name is Tiffany, and I am so excited you're here. In this video, we are going to cover 5 common brunch food dishes and the perfect wines that will pair with those to help you create the perfect spread at your next brunch gathering. And that's not all. I also have a super simple strategy to help you create the perfect pairing at your next gathering, so be sure to stick around until the end. Let's get started. One of the first most common foods to be served at a brunch get-together is coffee cake. Now these flavors of cinnamon, butter, sometimes nuts and fruit pair perfectly with that warm cup of coffee or a warm mug of tea, but they also pair great with some off-dry or semi-sweet wines as well. Better yet, grab the orange juice too and make yourself a mimosa. Now the wines that are going to pair best with that coffee cake are the off-dry or semi-sweet whites that are going to accent the buttery flavors of the coffee cake, as well as complement and smooth out those spicy notes from the cinnamon and other baking spices that are in that coffee cake. So these wines that you are going to want to serve with the coffee cake are going to be a Sauvignon Blanc, a Pinot Grigio, or a Pinot Gris. Now another common baked good that we like to have for breakfast are muffins. Blueberry muffins are one of my personal favorites, so that's what we are going to focus on. Just like the coffee cake, you are going to want a white wine that is on that semi-sweet side. Now, depending on what you have mixed in those muffins, whether it's blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, you can also serve a lighter bodied sweet red to accent those fruity flavors. So if you're looking to accent the buttery notes and again those baking spices of the cinnamon and nutmeg in those muffins, your best pairing options are going to be a Sauvignon Blanc, a Riesling, or a Chardonnay. Now to really accent those fruity flavors in the blueberry muffins or strawberry or raspberry, a Pinot Noir or a Zinfandel are going to be the perfect pairing. Both of those wines are super fruity as well, so they're going to accent the fruity flavors and make it seem like a dessert and not just breakfast. Now before we jump into a couple of entrees, I want to hear from you. What is your favorite style of wine? Let me know in the comments below. I look forward to reading those and giving you some pairing ideas with my expertise. Now, one of the most common entrees to serve at brunch is a quiche, a nice combination of eggs, vegetables, meat, and spices. When it comes to making a quiche or a frittata, the sky is truly the limit. This is one of my favorite ways to use up leftovers or any random vegetables that are in the fridge, because you can truly put anything in it and it's going to taste delicious. Add some freshly cracked pepper or any other seasoning of your choice, some fresh herbs, garlic, and it is going to be delicious and definitely hit the spot. Now, depending on what you're adding in with this quiche is going to influence which wines are going to pair best. If you are going with a traditional egg and vegetables, you can go with a semi-sweet white or a lighter bodied red. Some options would be a Riesling or a Gewürztraminer for your white wines, or a Zinfandel for your red wines. Now if you're adding in some meat, maybe you have some diced up ham, diced up bacon, or crumbled sausage that you're adding in there, a semi-sweet or a off-dry red is going to be your best option to pair along with those meats. So again, you could do the Zinfandel with your meat quiche. Other options would be a Cabernet Sauvignon or a Malbec. Now, you also want to factor in the spices. So if you're going with fresh herbs or garlic, one of those white wines are going to be your best option. And if you are just having the freshly cracked pepper and you want more of the natural flavors of your meat and vegetables, then the red wine is going to be the way to go. Now, for those of you looking for a fancier brunch option, serve up some smoked salmon. Smoked salmon is delicious on its own. You can serve it over crackers with some cheese spread, or you can add it right into your quiche as we had just discussed. However you prefer, that smoked salmon is going to go best with your white wines. So Chardonnay, Riesling, or a Pinot Blanc are going to be the best options to really accent those smoky fish flavors of that salmon. Especially if you are going to be adding in some garlic and herb cheese spread to go along with it. So before we jump into the last food option, which is everyone's favorite, I want to remind you to hit the subscribe button because I'm dropping videos like this every week and I would hate for you to miss out on the next one filled with tips and tricks to help you create healthy meals in minutes with complimentary beverage pairing. Now, what is this last common brunch food? It is none other than bacon, a family favorite of mine for years. Now, this could be traditional bacon, turkey bacon, or a meat alternative bacon. They all taste delicious and they all truly pair with anything. When it comes to bacon, you want to look at what you are serving it with. If it's on its own, it truly will pair with anything. You can serve bacon with white wine, red wine, sweet wine, or a dry wine. It also works great with dry rosés. So if you are adding your bacon into the quiche, focus on the other things that you are adding in and those spices. So if you have it with the other meats, a red wine is going to pair best with that, such as a Cabernet Sauvignon or a Malbec. And if you are doing the fresh herb route with some garlic and butter, then a white wine such as a Chardonnay, Riesling, or a Pinot Grigio are going to be the better options. But honestly, you can never go wrong when there is bacon. So let's keep this momentum going to help you create the perfect pairing for your next gathering. Keep in mind these few tips. Typically, red wines are going to pair best with your red meats, whereas white wines are going to pair best with your white meats. When it comes to pasta, red wines are also going to pair best with those red tomato-based sauces, whereas white wines pair best with the white Alfredo cream-based sauces. And also keep in mind that sweet likes heat. So if you are serving up some spicy cuisine, a sweeter wine is going to balance out that heat and tone it down a little bit, whereas a dry wine is going to really accent and make it seem even spicier. And to get more tips and tricks to create your perfect spread, check out my free guide in the description below and make it happen.